Hello, everybody. What is up? Tonight, I would like to talk about what made me feel most painful for last 10 years doing this job in Korea. The most hardest part was it was all about my emotion. I could take any kind of difficulty and financial strain, physical exhaustion, and like some humiliation from the people I knew before. Some of them were my close friends, some of them are, the people I was very close, I believe were very close because my early days of this business here was kind of very messy and really something to almost nothing at the time. No name, no, you know, not many customers, and oh, and then all that kind of things, right? It made me pretty shrunk. I was kind of very frustrated, depressed, definitely. But I could take that time. It doesn't really matter. And then I think I'm kind of, you know, something with some big heart. So I just didn't care about other people, how they think of me. Not much. Not really make me feel miserable. But the most miserable thing to me was I gradually became to realize that the thing I was chasing after was merely a delusion. Actually, I used to be a very, very serious alcoholic, and then I've been through everything you can ever imagine. The damage out of alcoholism, and that serious alcoholism made me kind of very delusional. Actually, my ambition and my obsession to the success of my dream made me delusional, or that made me delusional, or that alcoholism made me delusional. Which one comes first, I'm not very sure. But one thing very sure was my alcoholism aggravate whole situation much worse. That's for sure. And then when the very early part of this business, I have to take care of everything here on my own. And then I was thinking that if I just don't quit drinking, And if I didn't get out of that alcoholism, I know for sure that I can make it at all. And then my life, my family's life, livelihood, everything will be completely devastated. And then from out of that very cold realization about the fact, I just decide to quit drinking completely. And then I went cold turkey one day, and ever since I haven't touched any drop of alcohol, and until now, which is 9 8 9 years. And like after my completely quitting drinking, really, like, gradually everything, business and my health, everything, right, improved gradually. And then, like, now, after 9 years being sober, actually I regained my health mentally, physically, and I now completely master my routine, right? No problem at all. But the thing is, once I really being sober, I came across some kind of ironical problem. I just came across very tricky problem, which is the meaning of what I had been chased after whole things, right? What I'm saying is, the more I get sober, the more I see the reality clearly. And then I kind of came to realize that the dream I was chasing after was merely delusion. And that thing, right? The complete realization of the fact as it is very clearly, right? Now you came to understanding that things you chase after was kind of mere delusion. That makes my heart really, really cry. And I had to, I had to go through huge, enormous depression, right? Really huge depression. What you were chasing after for such a long time in your prime period, in your prime time, the whole thing you chased after turned out to be mere daydreaming, and is simply just delusion. That makes me really sad, depressed, and pull me into complete mental chaos. That thing I been through. And then that realization really made me feel about the reality, the cold reality. And then I really don't want to accept. I really want to have some kind of deliverance, some kind of relief from that realization. And then looking back my past, actually that heavy drinking motivate me to move forward about my dream, right? Although later, eventually, it completely ate away my brain. You see how tricky it was, right? If you really want to see the things clearly out of delusion, you will die from that depression, right? And then if you just take that whisper of alcohol, anyway, you will die. Your brain will be completely cooked, which he already did, and your physical beings will be devastated. And either way, you're gonna die, right? Either way, if you take one sip of alcohol again, you will get rid of all the depression and all the anxiety, and then so all the panic attack, all these kind of things, right? You just take one sip of alcohol, everything get back to normal, right? Seemingly normal at that time, right? That was my dilemma. Which way you die? Die of depression or die of deterioration by alcohol? That was my dilemma at the time when I really want to quit drinking, just quit from alcoholism. But this time I chose to die in a sober mind. So I insisting not touching any drop of alcohol once again. And then I faced all the depression and anxiety, right? Panic attack, all things, right? I just took it face to face. I didn't retreat this time. And that way, taking the all pain of realization about my real self, what I am really, right? face to face for last 10 years time, right? And gradually, I'm getting kind of little bit more comfortable accepting what I am. That I'm nobody, just nobody significant. And what I'm doing is, what I have to do is nothing, something dramatic or theatrical things. And I'm not that important person who can achieve something very significant in this world. All this kind of real acceptance, right, about myself. Just getting a little more comfortable, less like, stressful, something, right? Gradually, gradually. And then I'm kind of seeing things more clearly in sober mind. That kind of start helping me. Actually, what I learned from my experience, even if you are biggest try in your life, doesn't really get kicked in so fast. It would also take enormous amount of time and effort to keep it. That time, honestly, I didn't really expect that I would go through that much of depression. Even makes me short-sighted, right? That the realization of cold fact. So feeling itself is, I have to say, it was very tricky. In a way, you have sort of delight and some kind of pride about yourself, that you are strong enough to get away from all that, enticement of alcohol, which you really hate to go along with it again, right? But at the same time, enormous depression from the realization of yourself, what truly you are. That was really, really tricky to me. Very gradually, as times went by, I slowly got out of that depression and getting more comfortable with the truth, what I really was, my real identity. And then after the acceptance of myself, I started to have some other way to keep my spirit high, to, let's say, enhance my spirit, right? My dignity, some other way. Actually, it was mostly about adjusting my mindset and adjusting the real meaning what I was chasing after, right? And then gradually start having peace in my mind. And then quite ironical thing again is, you know, I I'm still chasing after same dream with my own brand, Bitcoin, but in a different way, pretty different way. But ultimate goal is same. Maybe I put different meaning on it. I now able to see the something more deeper meaning out of chasing after my never-ending dream. You know, sober mind this time. Believe it or not, now I'm having feeling of excitement, feeling of achievement from this kind of trivial work. While I'm complete my mission every night this way, and once I finish every night, every day's daily mission, I still feel of achievement, big achievement. I feel pretty delightful once I complete my mission of the day, right? Every day, he repeats every day. Basically, chasing after the same dream, but deep, in a different way. You know, in the sober mind. And I think this way is actually more plausible. Maybe it may take much more time to reach my original dream, but much more stable and steady. Every day I'm going ahead, little bit forward every day, and I will be entertained much more in grace, I believe. That is my belief. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.